Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Saltcast. We're back again this week. I'm your host, Alex. I'm here with Sebastian and Bert, like always.
Welcome.
Yep. And this week we have another kind of like a review episode. Invincible just wrapped up. That's all done. We'll talk about the season 2 as a whole. We'll kind of backtrack a little bit and talk about the last 2 episodes because we didn't talk about the last one on our previous episode.
I also think we should kind of compare our thoughts on season 1 versus 2. Save it for later, but
yeah, we're going to talk about all of that. So this will be a heavy Invincible focused episode. Might briefly touch on the newest episode of X-Men just quickly. But that's about it for this one. So we'll start with news.
Not too complicated today.
Yeah, we'll start with the news like we usually do. And
Bert, you start. I'm going to go last. Definitely not because my phone's updating.
I have nothing.
Nice.
I'm getting bodied in school.
Bert, that's not
Actually,
the news.
Bert does have
It's not the news anyone cares about, Bert.
No, but he does have a funny story. I actually talked to Bert earlier today while I was at work because I had to ask him some specific thing. I forgot, honestly, but he was telling me about what happened to him at school, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. So I spent probably 2 weeks ago by now, like a solid week working on this project for school.
Yeah, there's multiple days right before the pod. He was still working on it.
Yeah, it was rough. And I hated it because I had no idea what I was doing. And I was told I didn't need to know what I was doing, but I had no guidance. It was rough. So anyways, I figured it out, got a working model. And the entire time I was doing it, I was showing my progress and explaining what I was doing to my project lead so he'd understand. And there was hopefully, where my thought process was is that there would be no mismatch of technology or conflicts. Exactly. So turns out the entire time I was working on it and I managed to get it work, they were never able to figure it out how to get it to work. So on their own, they finally figured it out, but they didn't do it the way I did it. They did it a completely different way. So I had to literally restart. And on top of that, I tried to start doing it today because I was like, I should probably start working on this after taking a break because I was like, I want to take a break. I try to clone the project and the project file's broken. So then I messaged him and I'm like, hey, there's a missing file in here. And he was like, put it into ChatGPT and see what happens. So
that's not how that works.
Yeah,
if
so
there's a file missing, ChatGPT is not going to know what files they have that you don't.
I know. So
this guy's a loser.
I ended up getting a different error message. And it turns out that someone's code is just broken, so it won't compile correctly. So I can't even work on it because I can't get it branches. To run. Yeah, but they don't want us to.
That's rough, buddy.
That's crazy. You're also not supposed to push unless it works.
Yeah. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, can I just have a copy of your working one? Even if it's a bit outdated, just because we're doing separate things that I don't need the most up-to-date one. And he was like, oh, what time can you meet before class?
Yeah, you guys are going to be so bodied when you all try and merge. If all of you are working on different versions at different points in time, never pulling or pushing, and your main is destroyed and not compiling, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, I know. And I so one of the troubleshooting steps he told me was delete the file and reclone it. But
that would work if the clone worked.
Exactly, but that wasn't the problem. So then I asked him is there a specific folder I need to be have open in the terminal to start it correctly? And that has yet to happen because every message I send him takes about a minimum 2 hours to get a response.
Sounds like no one knows what's going on and you're just the unlucky one that is caught on the other side. That's rough, but
yeah, pretty much. And during our we did a presentation recently, a checkpoint, and our professor even kind of ridiculed our guy for not really being organized. And it's very frustrating to deal with bad management because it just wasted a week of my life pretty much. So Yeah,
That's hilarious.
pretty much. And then I have other projects to worry about on top of that I haven't even looked at yet because I've been so worried about this.
Bort gets bodied again. Let's check in next week to see if he's still alive.
Yeah. Bort's having it rough. But anyway, I guess we can get into the news now. Now that Bert's done
My phone's
ranting.
working if you want me to go.
Up to you. I have stuff too, so we can do whichever one.
I have a lot of stuff.
All right, I'll
Half
go
of it anime.
Mine's quick. So as of recording this podcast, the Joker Folie à Deux teaser trailer dropped, and it's just a 30-second clip of Joaquin Phoenix Joker in Arkham Asylum. It looks like standing in the rain, laughing uncontrollably, and then it has
I did see that.
It has the tagline, "See the full trailer online tonight," which is literally tonight, like the night right now that we're recording. It's supposed to drop at like 6:30 or something Pacific time, so it'll probably end up dropping while we are recording this. So typical, we'll miss it.
6:30. It's about an
What
hour
if we
from
just watch it live?
Yeah, well, if we're still recording at that point, we will. But
now. Yeah, we might. That might be the end.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's out.
yeah.
Oh,
But that's exciting. Should be interesting. Should be cool. I'm excited for that movie. I really liked the first one. Second one's supposed to be a musical, so I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we will see.
also, I don't know if Lady
Musical.
Gaga is a good actress. I've never seen her in anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't off the top of my head think of anything that she's been in, but I know she's been in a lot of stuff.
So
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be okay.
Probably at least okay if she got the role.
Yeah, we'll see. Other news, a couple Star Wars things. A couple weeks ago that I forgot to mention, Tales of the Empire dropped, the trailer, and that looks super good. There was a Tales of the Jedi show that it's like 20-30 minute shorts or something like that. There's like 4 or 5 episodes. And Tales of the Jedi was like a bunch of little short stories about one of them was about Ahsoka, another one was about younger Anakin. They had a Yaddle. If you guys know Yaddle, there's one about her and Dooku and Qui-Gon. Just a bunch of really cool things that added stuff. Now they have one coming out, Tales of the Empire, which is similar concept. Couple short stories. I think it's again like 6 or 7 episodes, something like that. But it looks pretty cool. They have Morgan, what the frick's her name? Elsbeth or something like that. One of the Night Sisters from Ahsoka.
Oh, okay. I know the Night Sisters.
Yeah.
From the game, but not from the shows.
Yeah, they're in the shows too. But yeah, so that it looks really good. The trailer, the tone, and everything looks super cool. Darth Vader's gonna make an appearance, kind of like gonna explain how the Inquisitors were created in a way, which is kind of interesting. There's some stuff with Asajj Ventress, big time Clone Wars character that a lot of people really like and are excited to see reappear. So yeah, some cool stuff happening with that. Another trailer that dropped a couple weeks ago, I think, was The Acolyte, which is like really like different kind of a Star Wars project. It's taking place like hundreds of years before like the current era that we know of Star Wars, during like the Old Republic, and it's supposed to follow like the Sith and what they were doing during that time. So that's pretty interesting. It looks pretty good from the trailer that I saw. So that's another one to keep an eye on. And it's cool to go outside of the current like era of Star Wars that we know. I feel like there's so much time
I was just about to say
before this that's like very significant in like the Star Wars lore that they could tap into that they've just never done. So if this is going to be
like they focus so much on the Skywalkers,
yeah,
and all that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting
the
to
new
see.
trilogy isn't about the Skywalkers.
I mean,
it's the Palpatines.
Super involved with them. Luke and Leia are in it.
They die.
Yeah, but they're still big parts of it, and everything that they did played a major part in it. But anyway, yeah. And then last thing I have, one thing, Marvel related. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's like a big talking point right now. Like you could argue it's controversial. I don't know. See how you guys feel about it. But the Fantastic Four movie announced their Silver Surfer, and they have.
I did see that.
They casted Julia Garner. I think, is the actress who they casted as the Silver Surfer. I don't know what you guys think about that. Some people are pissed off because it's a woman. But an important thing...
Does it really matter, though, as long as they make them completely silver?
Yeah, I mean...
That's true.
I would be upset if it was...
Shiny woman.
If it was... I don't know if I'd be like completely upset. I mean,
I would be upset if it's like just her as a normal person. She needs to be like almost unrecognizable, like how Vision is almost unrecognizable from the actor.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna obviously be a woman.
Well, yeah,
but it's not Norrin Rad Silver Surfer. It's Shala Bal.
It can't look human.
How can it not? The Silver Surfer is a human.
What are you talking about?
Like silver, like she has to look silver.
No shit. They're not going to make a Silver Surfer that's not silver.
You'd be surprised nowadays. Don't say that.
That would be... No, that's not happening. That would be ridiculous. We're literally in an era of like the most comic book accurate like costumes and everything that we've ever seen. There's no way they're going to make a Silver Surfer not silver.
They might. I could see like they're silver for a little bit, and then they show up on Earth or something, and then just turn into a normal person and are never silver again.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway,
kind of like how Vision does a lot of the time.
Yeah,
just save budget on CGI.
I don't know, but regardless, the main point is it's not Norrin Rad who is the original Silver Surfer. It's Shala Bal, who you could just change it to be like, oh, in this universe, instead of Norrin Rad, it's Shala Bal that gets to be the Herald of Galactus, or that makes the deal with Galactus to become the Silver Surfer. So,
and if it sucks, they can just switch to the other one.
Yeah, and then in reality, like, eventually you could have Norrin Rad. You could have two Silver Surfers riding around out there, which could be cool.
Or you could just kill one and then have a new one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of ways you could go with it. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing at all.
Just as long as they're silver.
Just depends on how.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just depends on how.
It's got to be silver.
How the performance is.
Want it to be good.
Really, as long as they're silver and surf.
Yeah, but that's all the news that I have. So you can go ahead and get into yours.
So Bert, I'm not sure how caught up you are on the anime world right now, but the spring season is looking god tier. I
want to make a comment on that, actually, because I just thought of something.
Let me list out some shows that are coming back. This spring season of anime is like almost exclusively season 2 and 3s of like anime. So not really much new stuff, but like a lot of cool things are coming back.
Okay.
So number one, my top, I'm so excited for this. It's been like 2 or 3 years or something since it's had a season. Konosuba is finally coming back. Actually, I think it will be back by the time this releases. It comes back tomorrow. So season 3 of Konosuba starts. That's gonna rock, hopefully. I love that show. It's so funny.
Yeah, you talk about it all the time. I think you've seen some of it.
It's that show is. I'm so excited that's back. It's been so long.
I know. There's a show that came out that I'm happy is back.
Yeah, I bet you I know what it is. As I go down my list, another one. This is one that you're into, but it's not your main one. I know that you're gonna be excited for. The Jobless Reincarnation's coming back for season 3.
No, what do you mean? I'm so hyped for that.
Oh, that wasn't the one I thought would be your top, though.
That's definitely the number 1 or number 2. Yeah, I watched the first episode.
Yeah, I'm not really into that show. It gets a little bit too crazy for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's cool, I guess. That's cool. That's back now. The one that you're always like, this is God tier, the slime one.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, that one's coming back, or maybe it's already back.
You need to see. It is back. I saw the first step already.
I don't know, man.
like genuinely,
it seems so dumb.
There's trashy isekai, and then there's good isekai. That's a good one, I promise.
This is an isekai season. That's 3 isekais I just listed off
I know.
that are coming back for season 3.
It's my favorite genre, because it's so
Actually, all of those are season 3, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know Jobless and Konosuba are season 3.
It's part 2.
You're right. You're right.
I don't know about the other two.
So those are like the three big ones for what do you call it? Isekai, right?
Mm-hmm.
My top one is definitely Konosuba on that list.
Well, it's
I
probably
figured yours
Slime.
would be the slime one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Other things, Crunchyroll released their spring dub list because sometimes, well, I usually do prefer dub. Honestly, I only watch sub of things if it like doesn't exist in dub. Even if like it's coming out and I catch up, I'll just wait.
Mm-hmm.
But this is gonna be like way out there. People are gonna be like, "What the hell is that?" But Laid Back Camp season 3 is getting its English dub.
I remember you. Yeah.
That show rocks. That show is so cool. It's like Camping with Steve, but the anime. So pretty cool stuff. And then like for the more mainstream stuff, Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia are also coming back. Those are like the big mainstream ones of this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I watched like a season of My Hero Academia. I didn't really like it, but I know it's like apparently it's super hype right now. Demon Slayer, I haven't seen any of it, so I don't know. I think you're caught up with Demon Slayer though, right?
Yeah, I normally wait for the entire season to come out and then I'll watch it because I find it very unenjoyable watching it weekly.
It's one of those.
Yeah, because like it'd be 2 episodes or 3 episodes where they're hyping up some fight or some like insane like show of skill, and it just is annoying to have to wait.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, main point, Konosuba is back tomorrow, so that's super cool.
It is.
Moving on from anime though to a different TV show that I just found this out now because you mentioned it to me. Not you, him. The Fallout TV show apparently as of 9 hours ago had its release date changed from Friday to tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought so.
But that just happened today. How would I know that?
Oh, I thought that had been a thing. Maybe I just thought it was, and now it actually is.
Maybe it was rumored, but today it was confirmed.
Maybe. I always thought it was coming out tomorrow because I always heard that it was supposed to take Invincible's spot. Now that Invincible's over.
Invincible comes out on Thursdays though.
Yeah, but it's like that week. Like it's gonna fill that week's slot. Whether
Friday would have still done that though.
Oh, I just thought it was on Wednesdays.
Well, now it is. Well, only once. All 8 episodes release tomorrow at 9.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I don't remember
that. I didn't know. I thought it was gonna be a weekly episode thing, but they're dropping all of them at once, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So honestly, I think we should just make the next pod about that.
Yeah. If we're able to watch it all by then, yeah.
How long is it?
Or at least half. We do half of it.
Yeah, we'll see where we end up. I think it's like 8 episodes.
That's like 8 hours of content. 7 and a little bit.
Are they hour-long episodes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah.
We're like 40 to 50 minutes, something like that.
Okay. I am excited for that though. The trailers looked awesome. I'm pretty hyped for that. I think it's going to be pretty good.
It does look so good, which is kind of scary because this could be a huge disappointment.
Yeah. If this is bad, I'll be pretty disappointed.
Cuz like the Avatar thing, I always was like, it looks all right, and then I was like, yeah, it was mid. Whatever. But this, I'm like, it looks good. I want to watch it.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Fallout fan, so
I hope it's good.
I really hope it's good too, man. It looks so good. We'll have to find out. Movie news now. We've finished anime. We did TV show. On to movies. So apparently the Sonic movies, like recently we're talking about which games, I think it was like a director or producer or something, was talking about which Sonic games they have the rights to as far as like showing those characters and storylines in the movies.
Yeah.
And they listed all bangers except for one. but all the main ones they listed, which is fire. Sonic 1, 2, and 3, which they already pretty much followed the story of. I mean, Sonic 1, it doesn't really have a story. Sonic 2 and 3 were kind of like combined, because Sonic 2 introduces Tails, Sonic 3 introduces Knuckles. That was kind of like combined into movie 2.
Yeah.
They also have Sonic CD, which they haven't done anything with, but that is the introduction of Metal Sonic, so that means they have the potential of eventually having Metal Sonic in the movies. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, which those are the real bangers right there. That's the introduction of Shadow, that's the introduction of Amy, that's the introduction of Rouge the Bat, Omega the robot.
Dang, that's a lot
Chaos,
of characters. Holy crap.
Chaos.
Yeah, that is.
Big the Cat, but hopefully they don't do that.
Aye.
And then they also have Sonic Heroes, which is like SBO, all of Team Chaotix. Who else is in that game? Cream, the rabbit.
Damn,
They got
that's
some.
a ton.
They have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they
is.
have all of the fire games, and the way like the Sonic game stories work. Oh, and they have Sonic 06, so off of Heroes. So that's Silver, that's Blaze the Cat, Silver the Hedgehog, Mephiles. They got a lot. They have so much like in the bank, and then they have Sonic Colors. But that game is mid, and I hope they don't use anything from that.
Okay.
But most likely, this movie coming out is seeming to be the Sonic Adventure 2 movie, which is a little bit of a bummer. And it's a little bit weird because the whole like story around Sonic Adventure 1 is chaos. But we kind of skipped that to go to Sonic Adventure 2, but I think it could still work because I think Shadow is going to probably fake die. And then we have like a period there without Shadow that we could still do the Sonic Adventure 1 thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes sense to
It
me at
holds
least.
potential.
The point is they have like all the big characters, at least anyone cares about. The only game that like I've seen two that people are like, "Oh, it's a shame they don't have these two." One being Sonic Unleashed, which I don't really care about. I don't really want to see a Sonic Unleashed type movie. And the other one being the Shadow the Hedgehog game. There's like a couple characters in that would be cool, but you can kind of get around without it, I think, because there's a lot of Shadow content in Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic 06.
Yeah.
So, point is, Sonic Adventure 2 movie, gonna be so exciting. And like Shadow's being marketed all over the place this year. Like even the official like Sega accounts, they're always posting like, this is the year of Shadow. We have this Shadow game coming out. We're adding like Shadow skins to these other Sonic games. They just randomly put out like a CG-ish or animated, whatever it is, trailer of Shadow like a couple days ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting stuff. My dream here, right? I'm hoping this movie 3 is basically Sonic Adventure 2. I really want to see the Bio-Lizard. And then, yeah, I want to see Chaos in some way after that. Like, I really hope we get to see Chaos.
Chaos has always been like a favorite of mine. I always liked him because that was like one of the few Sonic games I like consistently played. Was the one that he was in.
I'm really not too familiar.
Plus, it's cool to see, like, in a movie, the different Chaos forms. Like, Chaos 1, Chaos 2, Chaos 3, all the way up, you know?
Yeah, that would be cool to see on the big screen.
That would be.
But I mean, like, I feel like no matter what they do, unless maybe in a Sonic Heroes type movie when they bring Shadow back, I feel like the third movie has like the highest potential
Yeah, probably.
because Shadow is by far, to me at least, the coolest character.
He has the coolest song, that's for sure.
He has a few songs. Are you talking about I Am All of Me?
All Hail Shadow.
All Hail Shadow, that's another good one, yeah. I could also see a Sonic 06 one being a really good movie with Sonic, Silver, and Shadow. You guys probably don't know anything about the story of Sonic 06, but basically it's like it is a time travel story, but like the Silver the Hedgehog comes from the future because apparently like Sonic and Shadow have like somehow led to the destruction of the world, so he's trying to kill them both.
Classic.
It's really cool though. I mean, the game didn't work, but if you play like people's remakes of it that actually work, it's a good game.
Okay.
Story's pretty cool.
Nice.
That is my final movie news. Now I have one more news, and this one I think is actually the coolest one. Not much to say about it, but it is pretty large news, I think. Apparently, Notch has started game developing again.
Whoa.
Oh, that is kind of big news. For anybody who doesn't know, Notch is the creator of Minecraft.
Yeah, so he like opened up a new company, and he's like always posting like pictures of his things that he's doing. I just finished this, just finished that. This is so exciting. I'm excited for this new game.
That'll definitely be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
I mean, he's made like little things just like as like not long projects, like things in a month or something like that, but this is his like pretty much first time since Minecraft that he's going out and making something like fully.
That's pretty cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder if he'll hold the same
There's no way.
Entertainment value in Minecraft.
There's no way. There's no way
think?
he tops Minecraft, the most successful game in the history of the world.
Yeah, Bert, come on. Be realistic.
What if?
If he created even the second best game ever,
that would be crazy.
He would literally be the GOAT.
Even if he hits the top 20 again.
He would be the GOAT of like video game developers of all time. Like, it would be insane.
Yeah, like he literally created, and it's not even close. Like Minecraft is by far the most successful, best-selling, most played game of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope it's fun. It doesn't need to be like the most popular thing, but I just want
what's cool about Notch's games is that he always 100% does it in a custom engine. So like it just feels very unique to anything else you'll see.
It's like his signature on his work pretty much.
And it's not even it's not even like a custom engine. Like it is a custom engine, but he makes a new engine every time. He doesn't use it's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same as Minecraft since he sold it, but
that's cool too, though.
So it's pretty cool if you look at the things he's posting. He was recently talking about how he finished up his lighting and shadows system. So it's super early on.
No, it's cool watching dev logs and stuff.
Pretty cool, yeah. And it's cool also because it seems like he's just doing it because it's cool to him. You know, it's not the AAA stuff you see these days. He's just man, this shadow's so badass. Look at how cool these lights are.
Yeah,
it's a passion project versus a
money
way to make money. Yeah,
versus a money grab.
It does look similar to Minecraft though, not in terms of gameplay, but visually.
Okay.
It's not blocky as Minecraft, but the textures are kind of similar.
Well, I mean, he did make the original art style, so
it's cool. It's supposed to be a roguelike, I think he said. So we'll have to see. I'm excited to hear more about that.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I think that's it for the news. We can get into Invincible. Or do you guys
I can't believe Bert said, I wonder if he'll make a game better than Minecraft.
Yeah, that was Bert just thinking, just speaking whatever came into his head.
If he does, Bert, that's wild.
And we'll just give Bert good credit that he called it.
That would be so insane. He just I don't think it'll happen, but imagine he just tops Minecraft. Everyone's like, holy shit, now let's play this for the next 20 years instead.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Then he sells it for another $2 billion, retires for another 15 years, then comes back and does it again.
The ultimate flex. Yeah, that would be insane. But okay, let's get into these reviews real quick. Does anybody have anything that they want to say about X-Men? Did you guys see that episode? Is it 4 or 5? I can't remember. 4?
think it's 4 because there was 2 released.
Yeah.
Isn't that when
the
Storm
beginning.
is just living on the ranch?
Yeah, it was broken into 2 parts. There was a Kitty Pryde part of it, or not Kitty Pryde. I wish it was Kitty Pryde. There's a
Tell me about
Jubilee part and a Storm part. So we got like a little
Oh,
Jubilee.
it's her birthday.
Yeah, Jubilee's birthday,
Yo.
little side story. What'd you guys think about that first one?
It was just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean, nothing was bad, but it was just okay.
It's the message told 1,000 times. Someone's not ready to grow up, so they get stuck in the past. But it's bad to be stuck in the past, so you got to move on because that's all life is moving on.
Here's my issue with this X-Men show, and overall I do like it more than I dislike it, but this is probably just a personal problem. It doesn't have any of my favorite X-Men in it.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is because they were probably in it before, and they've either moved on in some way or died.
Yeah, I guess, but kind of makes me it makes me want to watch the original more than continue this one.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
I want to see Nightcrawler. I want to see Kitty Pryde. I want to see
Nightcrawler's my favorite X-Men.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel that. But yeah, that kid. I keep saying Kitty, but that Jubilee episode with Roberto, who is Sunspot for anybody who didn't
Yo, that
figure
guy
that out
is
already.
Typical Discord mod.
I do know him actually. He is annoying in the show though.
Yeah, he won't use his freaking powers and it's stupid. But yeah, we got a little bit of Mojo World and Mojo. That was kind of cool. I did like that.
Dude, Mojo's a Discord mod. Calling it.
Yeah, it's always funny when he kind of shows up. Something crazy usually happens. But yeah, the Jubilee thing, it was cool for what it was. Nothing really crazy happened. The Storm stuff, the second half of the episode, the Storm stuff I liked a lot. I thought that was some really good character development for Storm. Taking away her powers and like forcing her to like really like figure out who she is without her powers is kind of like a really interesting twist on a mutant who's like basically a goddess. Like she's all powerful.
They say that a lot in the show, and it gets kind of annoying, not gonna lie.
What?
That she's a goddess.
Yeah, I mean she is. She basically is.
I know, but like, how many times you gotta say it? Talking about feeding into her ego.
Yeah.
Yo, I apparently like everyone's like episode 3 is the banger, but I still think the best episode was the one where they had like that hearing and Magneto like brought those people in the air.
That was so cool. That was so cold.
Yeah, that was
like,
awesome.
I could kill you, but I'm not because I'm better.
What was the quote? It was like, "Don't make me let you down," as he's literally holding them in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, if that episode didn't happen, even with episode 3 being pretty good, I think I wouldn't have stuck to the show because that one I was like, damn, that was like god tier episode.
At this point, I'm
Episode
watching
1
the
is
show
okay.
more for that.
Yeah.
Episode 2 is god tier. Episode 3 is good. Episode 4 is okay again.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping we start moving in a like ramping it up a little bit now that we've kind of established the world again and the characters and we kind of know what's going on. So I hope they kind of start moving in a bigger, better, like more grand direction. Start making things happen.
I feel like if there's another
also wanna
episode,
What?
I feel like if there's another episode where there's not a lot happening, it's going to be a hard watch.
It depends, yeah. Like if it's the Jubilee stuff, then yeah.
I want to see Clone Jean more.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to come back. She might not even come back.
What? That would be a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
What a waste.
I mean, they're probably going to focus on Jean and Scott now because I'm pretty sure that there's a bunch of stuff that's about to go down with Wolverine and Jean and Scott.
Clone Jean is the coolest character that has been in this show so far.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. All right, let's get to Invincible because that's like the main focus here. And Invincible is over.
Start with episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7. Sebastian, if you want to take us through that, I kind of don't remember exactly because I have both episodes in my head.
Episode 7 was actually a banger.
Oh wait, yeah, this is the one with Nessa.
Yeah, that part. But also, like the first half of it starts kind of slow, right? It's basically just Mark and Amber having trouble spending time together or whatever. Eventually they go to like Comic-Con or something, and they had like a funny joke there. You remember that?
Oh yeah. They had the whole thing with the save money on animation, and then they like call out all these things where like people aren't even moving.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that they're doing at that moment.
The super meta joke.
Yeah, that was good.
It was funny.
That was good. I liked that. I always appreciate that.
I'm just hitting the big parts of this episode because it's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't like fully remember. But like the big memorable parts, that was funny. And then after that, Mark gets like called by I think it's Eve, but it's for Rex.
Oh
right?
yeah, because Rex is out like trying to take on some giant behemoth.
Oh
by
yeah,
himself.
Because he's gone on a suicide mission because he needs to like regain his manhood after getting body.
No, it's not that. His problem is that he is like having trouble not being scared now.
Yeah, so he needs to prove to himself that he can still handle it.
He's not like caring about what other people think, but he's just like hesitating a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's his thing. Mark goes and helps him, and then we see him use like his new hand thing, and he like blasts some guy into dust, basically.
Yeah, his hand cannon thing is freaking crazy.
Yeah, he was struggling in a fight using his like rods or whatever he explodes, and then like
does he actually have powers, or does he just have things that he carries?
No,
I think
he makes
his
those
power
things
is to make things detonate.
Yeah, he's like Gambit, kind of.
So it's just like little coins or something, but then he throws them to make them explode.
Yeah, but I think he could explode other things too. Like Gambit throws cards, but he can charge other stuff too. I think
And
Rex
his
has the same
arm
ability.
is able to just harness his power and shoot it in a projectile.
So basically, he's one of those characters that could be OP if they were more creative.
Yeah,
Pretty
kind
much.
of.
Just like Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eve is like
Could
Green
be-
Lantern, pretty much.
No, Eve is.
You have to watch the freaking Eve special. It shows you that she is a god.
She's literally like She's this universe's Wanda. She's the Scarlet Witch.
She could destroy a what do you call it? A Viltrumite if she actually like full powered herself.
Yeah, she could just turn him into a freaking like molecule, or just rewrite their entire like molecular structure. She can control atoms.
That's cool.
Yeah, Eve is crazy.
If you ever doubt Eve, just watch the Adam Eve special and you'll be like, damn, she is like next level strong. Why does she not do this anymore?
Yeah.
She's afraid after making buildings collapse.
Well, also, if you watch the Adam Eve special, that one's pretty like gory.
Yeah.
She does some nasty stuff in that one.
All right.
But anyways, so yeah, Mark helps Rex. It's clear they're pals now, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, I do like the Mark's Rex relationship. It's a good one.
So then we move on to the main point of this episode, which was awesome. Mark and Amber are out like eating or some shit, and they're just talking, they're chilling, and then this Viltrumite shows up. Dude, that was so intense, that moment.
I thought that was when she was gonna die. I was like, yes, finally.
I thought it was over. It's like, I know.
I did think she was gonna die too.
I was a little excited.
I'm telling you though, Invincible, the show, like this show is probably like one of the peak at just like getting you on the edge of your seat, like, oh shit. Like,
they're not afraid to kill off important people.
Season 1 did it a little bit better than season 2 with like Nolan. Like at all times you're like, oh shit, is this the moment, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But season 2 has it too.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of those moments where this Viltrumite showed up, hand around Amber's neck, and you're like, it's over. She's fucked.
Yeah.
And then Mark's like, oh my god, no. And like he is so scared, and reasonably, but like it feels like he's scared, you know? Like
it's intense.
Mm-hmm.
It's so intense, and it's such a good feeling. Like I love it so much. So anyways, Mark eventually convinces this Viltrumite to meet him in the sky. And then they go flying to the sky to talk. Amber leaves, runs away. But if you think about it, dude, Mark is screwed. Like, he's so screwed.
He needs to figure something out, or he's
even if he can
bodied.
survive, they can so easily kill anyone that they want of his. Like,
yeah, they're just
So
faster
easily.
than him.
The Viltrum, he's just no match for like Viltrumites still. Like even after this
Yeah.
whole season.
and honestly, this whole season, I feel like he got a lot stronger.
Yeah, he did, and
He did.
and he's still not strong enough.
Yeah, I think we actually really needed this episode though, because like through season 2, you see him obviously getting stronger, and you're like, maybe he stands a chance now, at least like to not die, you know. But still, like he was humiliated. Like it wasn't even close.
Yeah,
He
Nessa,
got mercied
Nessa
pretty
was,
much.
yeah, Nessa could have killed him easily.
So the fight with them two, if you can even call it that, it was just Mark getting his ass
The
beat.
beatdown.
It was awesome. It was so good.
I did like the part where Mark kind of like called her bluff and was like Cecil was in his ear telling him to like just tell her what she wants. Tell her what she wants. We'll come up with a plan later. But he refused.
Well, we'll get to that though, because there's another moment I liked right before that where like I feel like it does kind of show like they are like assholes, but they think they're good, you know?
Oh, when he went to go save that ship?
When they're like telling him all this stuff, like yes, Nolan also told him this, but I feel like from her it seems less evil because she actually isn't trying to kill people, whereas Nolan literally would kill people and be like they mean nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas she was like, no, we can help people, and then actually helps people because she didn't want them to die.
Yeah, that was a nice kind of like twist on it with everything. Because with Nolan, like you said, you're like, man, this guy's just crazy. He's just killing everyone.
Yeah, with him, it's almost like, oh, they just want them as slaves. But with her, it's like, damn, she kind of has a point, though.
They do have a great point. Like, if you think about it, like, they're so much stronger and superior to like humans. Like, they would create like a utopian society where everybody would be safe. They might not be living in the greatest conditions, but like nobody would be dying of
They
like
might be enslaved
disasters or anything.
forced labor.
That's what I'm
they'd be
saying. But
happy.
Nolan delivered it so terribly with him being like, look how pointless these humans are.
Yeah.
If they just had better speakers, people might just agree.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Just bad representatives.
I feel like she made it seem more reasonable than Nolan did.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, yeah, like, while he's talking to her, Cecil's like, hey, a cruise ship is being attacked by, like, a kraken or some crazy monster. Go stop this. And then she's like, oh, I'll watch you, see if you're actually any good. He gets his ass kicked by this thing, too. And then she just one-hits it easily, flies through it, not a problem for her. And she's like, people were dying. I didn't want that.
Yeah. She just steps in and is like, yep, I'm going to do this.
Which is cool because I think it like I said, it just shows that like while they might be assholes and are probably wrong in this story, they think they're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely think that they're helping.
It's not as black and white as they want, like as normally it is.
Yeah, well, it's just like with Nolan, it was like, wow, this guy clearly doesn't give a fuck. But with her, not so much.
Yeah.
So then she's like, okay, so join us now. And Mark's like, no. And then the fight gets real. She starts absolutely bodying him like
Yeah.
so bad. I think he hits her once.
Yeah,
Doesn't
he
really
gets like
do
one
much,
good
though.
hit in. I think he makes her bleed, actually.
Yeah, that's true. So, hey, he can actually hit now, right? But she also was not really trying.
No, yeah. She
But I mean,
wasn't.
neither was Nolan.
Yeah, definitely not.
So,
Oh.
Mark is still a low diff win. Unfortunate for him
Yeah.
to a Viltrumite.
Viltrumites, yeah. Can't really handle that.
But then we get to the part you were talking about, which was pretty cool. Like, she literally has him beat up. He's, like, absolutely destroyed. Pounds him into the ground, creates a crater with his body. It's like, Mark, are we going to be here every season? Or are you going to be
I
on
know.
the ground in a crater?
How many times do we have to do this?
How many times we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah.
And she's like, just join us. And then Cecil with, honestly, reasonable
advice.
Very reasonable response.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, lie to her.
He's like,
you're fucked.
Just lie to her. You can't
Just
beat
tell
her.
And we'll figure it out later. Honestly, this season has made me love Cecil.
Yeah,
I'm still like on the fence with Cecil. I don't know if I trust him.
I think he's an asshole, but I think at the end of the day, he's like the homie.
Yeah,
I think
so.
he would turn on Mark if it meant like saving Earth or something like that.
But I feel like the problem was in the beginning.
I don't feel like they would. Sorry, you go first.
I feel like the problem with them in the beginning was that Cecil just didn't trust Mark because of what happened with Omni-Man and the fact that he can't like actually control Mark, and he wasn't really sure where his loyalties laid.
I still don't think he trusts Mark.
I don't think so. I think a lot of like
that
what
this
happened,
scene here was part of the reason why he does.
I think these 2 episodes go a lot into persuading Cecil because of how much Mark refuses to just even like the fact that he says no and like a lot and still refuses to lie, even though it's the easy way out and he would get hit a lot less and he would probably not die. He's so unwanting to be like his dad, and everyone is like, he brings it up a lot. Like he doesn't want to be perceived like his dad and all that other stuff.
So here's what I think. I think like there's only one situation where Mark and Cecil, their like grand ideas disagree, and that's when Omni-Man comes back.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, that'll be a true testing point.
Because at the end of the day, like you say, I think Cecil would sacrifice Mark to save Earth. But I think if there was a situation that happened, Mark would agree with him. So like it wouldn't be a fight between them, you know?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. The only like struggle I see is, Omni-Man coming back and then Mark trying to convince them that he's not insane.
But even then, if Earth's fighting the Viltrumite army, I feel like all hands on deck, even if it's not the most trustworthy thing. Like it's one of those things where you may not like it, but you kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Cecil has just jumped so high for me. He's probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like him as a character. I just don't trust him. But yeah.
Yeah, well, he works for the government. You can only trust him so much.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, so yeah, they body Mark. Cecil's like,
once again,
lie. Mark won't lie, and then she's like, I'm not supposed to kill you, and she leaves. But she's like, you better change your mind because the next person coming will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do give him the warning. But this freaking Viltrumite war that's brewing is going to be freaking crazy when it actually happens.
Dude, it's like a
this was actually
war.
This was a good episode because I actually wondered, like, I know that they spied on Mark and listened to him tell his mom some stuff, but like I don't remember him ever mentioning, hey, they told me to enslave Earth. So I wasn't sure if like Cecil and his mom knew about that.
Yeah.
Clearly they do now.
Well, I think they had to because he told them about
I like that. I feel like that's a big thing. They're like, hey, take over Earth, and Mark's like, guys, they told me to take over Earth. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like Cecil's got to be like, nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And then another small thing that happened in this episode, honestly, the arc of this season that I care the least about, but it seems like it's over. There's a moment with William's boyfriend and Donald on the roof. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's about like to jump off the
It
roof.
was kind of nice.
I'm just glad it did not last long.
Yeah. It was
not specifically that moment, but like that whole arc.
Yeah,
I think it was those
two.
Donald got his hero's moment, so that was cool.
Yeah, it turns out that guy was like, how like we're not even human or whatever. And Donald's obviously being the one that can relate with him is like, bro, chill. Talks this guy out of killing himself, and they are cool-ish now. But we also learn in a moment Donald and Cecil, because Donald is still prying to try and find out what the hell is he. Why am I like, robot-y?
Yeah.
And then we find out that Donald actually wanted this, and he's died like 20, 30 times or some shit.
Yeah, he's died a lot. and
he
has
does-
been
and
put
he
back
chooses.
together over and over.
Yeah. But apparently he chose it. So Donald is also a hero.
Yeah. Props
I
to
wonder how many
Donald.
times that's happened.
They say, I just forgot the number.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like the main points of episode 7, and then we get into the finale episode 8.
Yeah, this episode, I loved this. This, honestly, I think this is my second favorite episode of the whole show. Like, it doesn't beat the last episode of season 1, but this episode, I loved it so much.
Yeah, I was actually getting like angry this episode, like for Mark.
This episode was, I literally thought it was so goddamn good. Like, I don't think you could have done it better without having, like, you know, Nolan back or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. I don't think it was the second best episode of the whole series. I would have to like actually go back and look, but I'm pretty sure there were episodes that I've seen that I liked better. But I wouldn't be able to tell you them right off the top of my head.
This whole episode is what?
I was going to say, I was like, I liked it, but I was also like kind of frustrated too because we had to wait so long for season 2, and then we still didn't get like any finality with Nolan and all that, and now we're going to have to wait another long time for season 3 and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
like I get the build up for it, but it kind of like killed the hype for me. And then we had the big like 2-month wait or whatever in between.
Yeah, I mean the 2-month wait was a tragedy.
Like that killed the hype for me too.
I think that you need to look at it in terms of the show as a whole, right? Like at the end of the day, that won't matter necessarily. Like if the show's over and someone starts watching it, that won't matter at all. If you go back and rewatch the show, that won't matter at all.
Yeah, but it matters right now.
Yeah, but it matters now just because you're waiting through time. But at the end of the day, I think it makes the complete package better, right?
Maybe the complete package, but the problem is that like you need it to be good. Like if people are waiting so long between season 3 and 4 or whatever, people are going to forget about the show and move on and whatever and forget about it.
How long did we wait for the first Avengers movie? Like 4 years.
That's
or
different.
Some shit.
Movies is different. Movies you get more of a leadway. With TV, it's a lot quicker of a turnaround, and there's more episodes.
About a year between.
Yeah. Like I get the COVID stuff. Like that was you can't do anything about that. But and then what really bothered me was the mid-season break. Like that was a long ass break, and like I kind of lost interest in the show. Like obviously because we talk about it, I was gonna watch it, but if we weren't talking about it, I probably would have taken a bit of time to get back to it eventually. I
forgot about it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I think what they should have just done, because I remember seeing they had like a discussion thing about it where they're like, when they originally released the 4 episodes, they were like, hey, we have 4 episodes done, but we don't have the other 4. So we can either release those 4 now and then still work on finishing the other 4, or you could just wait for all 8. And people were like, just give us the 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can believe that, but it still seems a little strange to like inconvenient to have 4 but not the other half of 4 and then finish those 4 in the amount of time that it took for those to air and then your 2-month break. Like, I don't know.
It ruins the viewing experience for the first watch. Gives you like a or a disjointed season experience.
Not a little bit, but it's more of like just the hype train dies out. Like, because when the show came back, I was like way in. Like, but then when you have that break, it's like, ugh, kind of kills it for me.
I do agree with that, but at least for me, I think at the end of the day, it makes the whole thing better than like just rushing through to get to the Viltrumite War thing. And then just losing out on all this forever because we didn't want to wait that one time.
Yeah, I don't mind waiting for the Viltrumite War thing or whatever, but like, I don't know. I guess it's just all the stuff leading up to it.
It is definitely like unfortunate right now, but like to me, at the end of the day, you know, the total package, like when the show is done, that won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, but when you look back on it, yeah, hindsight's 2020. So yeah,
You know, like what's Avatar, right? Obviously I don't remember the release schedule of it at the time, but or like any anime, right? Even Naruto. Like there are some crazy points where you're watching Naruto if you are watching it live, and then you are freaking like, hell yeah, this rocks, I'm loving this, and then you get 2-year filler arc.
anime's different
But now-
though. This isn't like anime though.
No, it's not. Black Clover would go through strings of filler. And during those times, I would just not watch the episodes, or I would go on and
so
click through and fast forward and then close it. Because I was just like, nothing's really happening.
But that's my point though. Then that's not a good formula. Then that's like that takes points away from a show that would otherwise be like score like much higher or be considered better. If like you're having to skip through stuff, like I don't think that's good.
I agree with you there. That's why I'm saying better that they, like took their time to actually give us stuff that was worth watching.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of not doing that break.
Yeah, I just don't know if I buy their excuse for the break, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, if the break is what allowed them to do it well, then yeah, all right, fine. But I don't know.
They also clearly saved some money on episode 7.
Yeah, a little bit.
With the Comic-Con scene.
Yeah, that was funny though. That was good.
That was good.
But yeah, so let's talk about the final episode, and then we'll kind of like give our thoughts on the season 2 as a whole.
Well, the final episode is basically like what? Well, episode 7 actually ends with Mark getting a call from Angstrom. He's like, "Oh, I'm at your house." He calls from his mom's phone, and
asks him when he's going to be home.
Mm-hmm. And then episode 8 is literally 1 hour or 50 whatever minutes of just straight like intense, non-stop intensity.
Yeah, basically, Angstrom Levy has his mom and his baby brother held hostage, pretty much, and is threatening to kill them. And he wants Mark to suffer and all of these things. And he's angry at Invincible.
So
yeah, I know.
Intense. Like the whole time, you're like, "Oh my god, this is so bad,"
Yeah,
I really thought like you really don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like it was definitely like scary to watch, but like in the good way. You're like, this is a terrible situation.
Yeah, definitely. But he puts him through the ringer. Like he really just abuses Mark. He has his portal device thing, and every
I
time
think it's just his power, not a device.
Well, whatever it is, and then Mark is like unable to even like get a hold of him because every time he tries to attack,
though, is he shows up and he doesn't even know who he is.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Well, he remembers who he is.
Yeah,
not
after
his
the
name.
guy's like, "You don't remember me," and he's like, "Oh, you're that guy."
That guy.
Yeah. But yeah,
man, that was funny. But yeah, then it's just intense, right? Every time Mark tries to go at him, portaled to another dimension.
Yeah,
very unfortunate.
I still don't understand completely Angstrom Levy's whole what his motives are. Like because it was so long ago now, like I don't even remember.
Well, they showed us
it's not really that
in the episode.
difficult.
In one of the episodes,
Basically,
more of the multiverse.
Basically, what happened was
Of
in
the
that
Mark.
machine at the beginning that blew up, mixed all of the different angstroms together. So now he just is convinced that all Marks are evil and this one isn't a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I guess it's like
much.
a universal constant. Well, kind of. Like Mark is the
apparently
outlier.
Mark
It
is
is.
the only good
Yeah,
one.
Mark's the outlier. Where like normally Invincible turns evil.
And then Debbie had that cold ass line where she's like, "This is the one time that Mark's the good guy and you're the bad guy."
Yeah, that was a good line. Debbie had some good ass moments in this.
Man, that was a great line by her.
Yeah. And but yeah, Mark is not even able to really touch him. He just gets teleported to dimension after dimension, and he goes to one with talking dinosaurs. Like He goes all over
And some of them
the
he was
place.
in for days, even though only a couple minutes passed. Like, that had to be... Imagine being Mark. That's terrifying. Like, this guy's in your house, and then you're sent away for days.
Yeah, he's just sitting at a
Yeah.
campfire with some random people telling him about it. He's like, yeah, I don't really know what to do
Around
anymore.
camp-
Portal will show up
Apparently,
eventually.
a lot of those are references to the comics. Like, there's some arcs that actually happen in some of those universes that they skip over and just kind of, like, mention.
Mm.
Okay.
Like, apparently in the comics, the Spider-Man thing is actually Spider-Man. Like, he goes and meets Spider-Man in the comics.
Oh, I did know this. I thought that might be like some kind of a reference to that.
Well, especially when he was like, "Yeah, I'm having a multiverse problem myself."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could easily just say that that's a multiverse version of Spider-Man, like very easily.
I think that's what they were trying to imply, since they weren't allowed to use actual Spider-Man. They're like, let's imply it's a Spider-Man. And I think it was a voice actor for one of the Spider-Man animated series. One of them.
It might have been, yeah. Could have. That's very possible.
That's cool.
He also definitely met Batman.
Oh yeah, he definitely met Batman. He was that was a good scene. He's just sitting on the rooftop. All you see is like the cape and the boots, and he's like, "So you dress as a bat, and you call yourself,
And you're a man.
So you call yourself,
Isn't that kind of obvious?
yeah,
Or no, isn't that kind of lazy? He said.
yeah, that was good." And then he gets teleported back.
He should have helped. He should have asked Batman to help him formulate a plan.
He's like, "Quick,
Yeah.
I have some prep time. Let's go." Yeah,
Then it would have been a different story.
yeah, he would have one-shotted him.
I'm also a huge fan how at least it seems that this multiverse stuff isn't going to be
A
as
common theme.
prominent as I thought.
Yeah, I mean, now with Angstrom, well, we'll get to it, but
Well, we'll get there. Yeah, so Mark goes he goes to like a Scooby-Doo type universe. There's so many references to random ass shows.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, eventually he is able to get Angstrom into a portal with him. But he does... this is after he breaks his mom's arm. He, like, snaps his mom's arm in half.
Yeah, that was so terrifying. I was like, this is it. She's dying here.
Yeah.
It's
So
over.
Mark's
Yeah.
mom is literally bleeding out with her bone sticking out of her arm, and she's just laying there.
I was honestly so scared that they were going to make that baby do something, and I was like, that's going to be so lame if that happens.
Yeah, the baby just, like, rips his head off or something.
I was kind of like, is this baby going to get powers
I was
or
like,
something, dude?
this baby better not save Debbie or I will be pissed.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen. Debbie gets fucked up.
Yeah, she gets absolutely destroyed. She really has some great lines, though, in that part, like I said earlier, and how she talks about or Angstrom also talks about how in other universes, it's common that she actually helps Mark and Nolan.
Yeah. Yeah, they do mention
So
that.
it's cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually tries to fight him, and she gets more hits on him than Mark for a while.
Yeah. But then Mark comes back eventually, and he sees what he's done to his mom, and he kind of just goes like God mode on her or on him, and eventually is able to like drag him into a portal with him. And turns out that Angstrom like modified his body in some way, and he's like a little bit stronger.
Yeah, so he flexes, and then he's like, I wanted to kill you myself, otherwise I would have just left you there to die in some other universe.
Yeah.
And then Mark's like, bet.
Yeah, and then Mark goes fucking crazy on him.
And this great god tier amazing scene, how Mark does the exact same move that Omni-Man did on him.
Yeah.
I
That was
loved
pretty
that.
cool.
I loved that.
Yes, that was a great callback. But man, Mark really kind of just goes nuts, and like he kind of loses it a little bit, and he ends up scaring himself, and in the process literally beats Angstrom Levy to death.
Yeah, he snapped.
Absolutely destroys him.
Yeah. And then he's like finishes, and he's like, I thought he was stronger.
That I love that they let that like play out for like 5 to 10, maybe like 5 to 8 minutes of him.
Yeah.
Like, I love that we didn't just go quickly out of that moment.
Yeah, so many times TV and movies, they don't sit in moments long enough and let the characters kind of like feel it and let the audience kind of like live in that moment with them for a little bit. Like, it doesn't have to
Yeah,
be super
true.
long, but just enough for like to feel the weight of what just happened. Too often, like, it just is, oh, fade to black, cut, let's go to something else, and oh, now our character's back, and he's a little messed up, but we'll get over it. This,
I love, like, the literally, like, and his voice actor, God tier, always. Mark's voice actor is so good, man.
Yeah, Steven Yeun is really good.
With his, like, I thought you were stronger and crying was, like, so good.
Yeah.
You said,
and then he's like going through the whole thing. He's like, but I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, he's trying to justify it to himself. He's like, well, he forced me to do it. I had to do it. He was going to kill my mom, but I wanted to kill him. And it was like, but I thought he was stronger. And it was like, but I don't know.
You can see the rabbit
he's
hole.
Like, you said you were strong. Spiraling. And that's the name of the episode, too, which makes it even more cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great touch.
And that's like what you're thinking as the viewer. You're like, damn, I thought he was stronger.
Yeah.
He made it seem like it. Well, he was. Yeah, he was like, I got rebuilt by all the doctors or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, did he find the same doctor as Alan?
So apparently we'll get to the Alan stuff later. But but like, yeah, that like few minutes after he kills him, I thought was like, so like that was like peak emotion for me of season 2. Almost on the level of like after Omni-Man leaves in season 1. It was almost there, not quite, but I thought it was up there.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
Very good.
But by killing him...
And then he just is like, you go.
I was going to say, by killing him now, Mark is stranded in that other universe. Like, he has to find a way somehow to get back.
And he has great lines about that, too. He realizes that, and he just, like, laughs, crying laughs.
Yeah, like a...
Yeah.
He's like, I guess you did win.
Yeah, that's a good line.
And then...
It was great. And really, it's like, I think that probably is our first time seeing Mark full power. Like,
I don't think so.
I think so. Because the only other time he was that mad was against Omni-Man. And we can say maybe he was doing full power there, but you can't really tell against Omni-Man, like, how strong his attacks actually are.
Yeah, or probably against the, what's it called? When he was fighting on his brother's planet? I can't remember.
Oh, the Thraxans.
Yeah, the Thraxans, maybe. But
no, even then,
he says that he lost control. Like,
yeah, but on the Thraxan planet, he says it then though that he doesn't want to kill them. You know, so like he's never been at a point where he was like, I want to kill this person. He's always held
definitely
back.
Not his first kill though. Just saying, they blow up some ships sometimes.
Yeah, he's definitely held back some.
Very cool though. I loved it.
It was.
I loved that so much. Small side thing that I just forgot to mention in episode 7. Alan like comes back at some point we talked about in episode 6. So in episode 7, he's like now going back with the data he gathered from Mark, and he runs into like the Viltrumites that Mark had just fought.
Yeah, he gets
along with some other ones. And he gets captured, but on purpose. But also, Alan has like a mini fight with them, and he realizes that he is like a god now.
Yeah, he's absolutely stronger than them.
He just tanks like big ass shots that literally like fucked him up.
Yeah,
before.
They go and hit him, and he's like, "What? That didn't hurt."
Yeah.
So Alan, right now, strongest in the verse, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we've yet to see a Viltrumite go full power on him.
I guess so. So they capture Alan, but he wanted to get captured because he was hearing talk of Nolan, I think.
Well, was Mark told him that Nolan was in some...
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, or some prison.
So then, while all this stuff is happening with Mark... Or
he told Mark that his dad was in a prison, and he probably knew which prison it was, so then he was going to go find him.
Yeah, something like that. So, while this stuff is happening with Mark and Angstrom, Alan meets up with Omni-Man.
Yeah, in the prison.
And Omni-Man is looking like he's going to get saved by Alan, but we don't know yet. So
yeah,
we'll see more about that.
That's what's looking like it's going to happen. And well, we'll get back to Omni-Man at the very end, but eventually, so Mark's in that other universe, and he's basically given up, and then that's when the Guardians of the Globe of that universe show up. They're a lot older. And
no, they're from Mark's universe.
They're from. Well, they might not be, but they're at least from the future of a similar universe to his, possibly his.
No, they were from Mark's.
Yeah, but if it's the
They were
multiverse,
from
then
Mark's.
it's still
they were
a
from
different
Mark's.
universe.
Because
They say that, but
they
there's
were
no
from Mark's.
like you.
From
Yeah,
the
but
future.
it's the multiverse, so it's still a different universe. It's the same thing.
Whatever.
Time travel is the same as
the
multiverse.
future is still part of the multiverse.
Okay, whatever.
This will get so
He doesn't
complicated if we get
understand.
into it, but yes, we're both right.
Just watch Endgame again. They explain it.
Yeah, regardless, those Guardians of the Globe know Mark, and so they help him get home. And there's an older version of them, and Eve kind of sets it up so that he can go home, and they're like, yeah, just go through this portal and you'll be able to get home. And like, this is the universe where you never came back to Earth or something like that, right? Is that what they were saying?
No, they were.
Yeah, so
They were from the one where he
they
never
said that
came back.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know.
Okay.
So that's where they become different universes at that moment, because now Mark's universe is one where he came back, whereas theirs is not.
Yeah.
So at that moment, their two universes become different.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to kind of explain it.
Yeah, that's how I understood it too.
Okay.
All right.
Because they're... What?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm agreeing.
I'm agreeing.
No, I'm saying that they end up like bringing him back or whatever. But I think that might have... I don't know. It felt like kind of quick to me. That specific thing, like,
well, they were told like one of them, Robot or somebody, says something about like this needs to be quick or something because we can't like mess with the probability something. All these.
Well, they can't share too much with.
Well, it
them.
also wasn't Robot though. They called him Rex.
Yeah. Well, maybe whatever. Same thing.
It was Robot in front of him, but when he left, they called him Rex.
Well, it was Rex wearing like the robot.
No, I'm saying, but when they were in front
like,
of Mark, they were referring to him as Robot. But when Mark left through the portal, they referred to him as Rex.
Oh, yes. You're right. Sorry, I just didn't understand what you were saying.
Yeah. Anyway, at the very
and then
end,
they said,
"What
you can say it." I was gonna say about Eve.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do it.
I was just gonna say right before Mark was about to go through the portal, Eve, like, in a moment of hesitation, called out to him, and then they went over to talk, and she was like, "Mark, I love you."
Yeah,
Tell me
she's
from the
old.
past that. And Mark was like,
To be fair, he probably still looks that age in their universe.
and Eve was like, you don't like. She didn't want a response from Mark. She wanted him to just tell her something
Tell
in the
young
past,
her. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
regardless
He's
if
like,
he felt the same way
go
or
tell
not.
your Eve that.
Yeah.
Not me.
Which that's yeah, I liked that.
That was kind of.
You know what kind of can of worms this also opens up? Like, if you really want to think about it deeply in multiverse sense, that means that there is a Mark that's still out there that never came back and has just been on a planet somewhere, just kind of.
Well, no, because he did come back, because he's like, I didn't know if I'd ever come back, and they're like, you would have, but you wouldn't have liked what you became.
Yeah, so that version
So
is still out there.
He did go
still.
back to their. No, he went back because they specifically said he would have gotten back.
Yes,
but clearly he came back evil.
I'm saying, yeah, that version of Mark is out there. He's on either that Earth or
There's
he's somewhere.
there's a lot of versions.
He's
of
on
Evil
their
Mark.
Earth.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
means
there's
that
billions.
that version of Mark is probably like what I'm thinking, or this is at least what I thought of when they said it, is like the evilest of evil Marks.
The way
Kinda how
I
I thought of
interpret it is, I thought it was more like Back to the Future, that when they went back in time to give set Mark back, or bring Mark home sooner than he was supposed to be, they eliminated that future timeline.
Nah, I don't think that's. But who knows? I don't know the rules of their
If it's
But
not
multiverse.
they
confirmed-
said they needed to get. They said they needed to get back after Mark left. They didn't stop existing.
Yeah, they didn't just pop out of existence.
Yeah, but maybe their time will change when they get back.
They're already
Like
in their
Back to the
universe.
Future. But maybe
No, they weren't.
maybe their
I don't
world,
think they're
I'm
in their
saying, when they
universe.
return to their time in their world, it will be different since he got back sooner.
Yeah, that's possible, but I don't think we'll ever know.
Because Robot was concerned about changing, or whoever, Rex, was concerned about changing the past too much. That's why they
It
were
is
so
weird,
careful
though,
with what
that
they were telling him.
Robot isn't Rudy,
Yeah.
unless they just changed his name to Rex. Like maybe Rex died.
And maybe
or something.
Robot or Rex got big.
Yeah, one of them died.
But
Yeah.
Probably. but not important. Anyways, Mark gets back to his mommy, who has been. Well, actually, first we go back like to see, and Cecil is like now at Mark's house.
Yeah.
Debbie's there, like beat up, arm completely busted, baby crying.
The medics take Debbie and to kind of start cleaning everything up.
Mark eventually gets back to like meet her in the hospital or some shit. They have matching black eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Yeah. But yeah, Mark's still kind of reeling from everything that he had to do, so he's kind of struggling with all that. He does have a moment with Eve on the bridge where they kind of talk.
Officially broke up. I don't know if we actually said that. Did we say that?
I don't think they did.
They did.
Yeah, I think they did because they had that moment where they're crying on the ground or in the room. Yeah, it
was when Mark was sulking and stuff. He even went to go see her, and he was like, "I can't."
Yeah, he just flew away.
They're broken up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, finally.
You should go for Eve.
Yeah.
Also, though, great moment. Just like it might have been how season 2 started, actually. But I love the moments of Mark just flying through the sky with the music and him like
yelling and just going super fast.
Yeah,
that is cool. It's like going 100 miles down 95.
Yeah. So what?
Nothing.
What the hell, Bert?
So he had another cool moment like that, which was awesome. And like you said, it eventually leads to him meeting up with Eve.
Yeah. They have that talk on the bridge, and he thinks about telling her what old Eve said, but he decides not to. But they do have like a nice moment together, which is good.
Yeah,
they'll be together by the end of season 3, I think.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I just think he's feeling too much to want to get into a relationship.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just got bodied like so hard. I mean, he's been bodied harder at the end of season 1, but this is his second hardest bodying.
Yeah, and plus a war's coming.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
True. And he now thinks he's his dad.
Yeah, he thinks he may become like his dad, yeah. But
so then Mark has a good moment with Cecil as well, actually. Well, hold on. First, to explain the Eve thing more. Man, Eve is so much better than Amber, dude.
She really is.
And she's like, hey, I got you. Let me know if you need something. Which is just great. Love Eve. She rocks. And she honestly, once she's up to full power, probably is the only other character we know of that could compete at like Mark's level.
Yeah, I feel like her, Mark, and Alan are going to be like the trio.
Well, Omni-Man's going to be there again.
Yeah, but Mark will eventually get stronger than Omni-Man.
Yeah. So I love that we're getting more Eve, hopefully. And then good moment with Cecil. I think this is actually earlier. It's like after he talks to his mom.
Yeah, he's on the roof
a bunch or whatever.
And then
Cecil is a homie here. He's like, hey, you did what you got to do. The bad guy's dead. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Bad guy's dead and you're alive.
Cecil.
Yeah, bad guy. What he says something like that. Bad guys are dead and heroes are alive. That's a win in our book or something.
He even says he's like, you're not Nolan.
Yeah, you're not your dad, kid.
Yeah.
Good scene. And then we have one more that I literally just had leave my mind. What the hell?
I'm thinking of the final scene with Nolan. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, there's another scene with Mark and someone. It was his mom on the roof of their house. So they go home.
Oh yeah.
And there's this funny joke where some guys like, man, another gas explosion just like last year.
He's like, yeah, I better get my house checked.
But anyways, so they go in, Mark's in his room, Debbie comes to check on him or some shit like that. He's on the roof, and then they have a great conversation there. I loved that, where Mark is like, college is just a waste of time for me.
Yeah, I'm not even going.
You're right.
Yeah, he finally did what every other superhero ever should have always done. Like, there's just no way. There's no way you can live that life. It won't work.
It's too much.
But also, he makes good points. He's like, what am I? He's like, I'm going to be a doctor and just fly away from an operation or something. He said something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. But
you really can't hold down any real job when at any moment you just have to up and leave.
Yeah, I mean, look at Peter Parker.
Yeah. But also, I think what was even cooler, like that wasn't even his main point. His main point was he's like, that's not even the main thing. Like, I just need to learn to control myself. Like, that's where I need to put my focus.
Which I liked that. I thought that was good. Like, that's his most important goal right now.
And I like that it's not, it's like different from the normal, I'm leaving college because it's too much to do at one point. Like, I can't do that and be a superhero. But it was actually like, no, I need to focus on controlling myself. Yeah. Like, it was different from the normal thing, you know?
Yeah, I liked that.
And then his mom was like, bet. She was really cool. His mom rocks, honestly.
She's so supportive.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, so
I really hope she doesn't die. I really think that his mom dying would probably be like the most devastating character death for me. Like, I care about Eve more, but I care about Mark more than I care about Eve, and I feel like that would affect him the most is his mom. So his mom would be the most devastating death of the whole series if that happens, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
This is like the only show that I like the main character the most. It's so rare that the main character is my favorite character, but Mark is my favorite character.
Yeah. So yeah, there's one final scene with Nolan and Alan. Alan's talking to him through like the psychic ability thing that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get some like really deep insight into what Nolan's kind of like been feeling and thinking this whole time, which I really love.
I totally forgot about this.
He talks about how he regretted everything that he did on Earth, and he like doesn't understand like why he feels like that and all of these things, and he actually cries, I think.
And the funny part is Alan's like, yeah, dude, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Pretty fucking normal to feel bad.
Yeah.
No, genocide's bad, man.
Yeah.
The last line of the season, legendary.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. He's sitting there and he's like, and the craziest thing is, I think I miss my wife.
And then it cuts to black.
Yeah, and then that's how season 2 ends.
Clearly he's talking about the Thraxon.
He's talking about his human wife.
Yeah.
Yo, Debbie needs a win, honestly. Debbie has it worse than everyone.
Yeah, I think she's going to get with that one realtor dude that's been dropping her off.
No, if she does, Nolan's going to show up right when that's going well and blow a freaking hole through his head.
I know. Oh, absolutely. That's when they're going to do it.
Imagine an emotionally unstable Nolan. Like, Nolan's losing his, like he's not emotionally right anymore. So, like, imagine him feeling jealous. Like, he's just going to kill everyone.
No, I don't think he's like that anymore. I don't think he's a killer unless someone hurts someone that he cares about now.
I think if he felt jealousy, he would not be able to control himself.
I don't think so.
I think he would just leave.
He just doesn't understand his emotions.
I feel like he's just not as killy as he used to be.
I think he's going to surprise us and be very killy.
That he sees the value or something in life.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. Yeah, that was also a really good line.
Debbie just needs people are like, Mark's life is shit. Debbie's got it the worst than Mark.
Yeah, for sure.
It was her husband. Her son also gets bodied daily.
Do you know how much arm worry got busted. That mother
She's
has
raising
to go through?
An alien child.
Yeah. Her alien ex-husband's offspring.
Debbie literally has the most tragic story of the whole show.
Really does.
And on top of it, she can't even do anything about it. Like, she can just get bodied so
she's not
easily.
even safe in her own home.
Yeah, they need to move.
Yeah.
They don't want to, I thought.
It won't even matter where they move. Like, she'll always be in danger. Yeah.
That's rough.
But yeah, that's how season 3 ends, and we're kind of just left wondering what's going to happen when this Viltrumite rebellion is going to kick off.
One more thing happened, and I think this was stupid. Kate didn't die.
Oh, yeah. This was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
This just shocked me. I was genuinely surprised by this.
She was faking it.
Yeah, so at I think it wasn't the end. It was before that scene with Adam and Alan and Omni-Man.
Yeah, it was before that.
Where, like, Immortal... I can't remember, maybe episode 7 or 6, where Immortal, like, is basically put on vacation. He's like...
Well, no, he leaves.
He's like, I'm not stable. I need to stop. So he leaves.
Yeah, he's living out in a cabin.
And then he goes to, like... some cabin, and Kate's there. and turns out she was just using clones the whole time.
She
was
lived her life through clones.
Yeah, which is
Which
crazy.
is honestly smart.
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it made like no one died in that other crazy episode where we're like, I can't believe so many people died. We shouldn't have believed it because no one died.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah,
It's just a humbling lesson for them.
I think I seriously I think that at least one of them should have died, like either Kate or the Shrinking Ray girl. But I think both of them should have died, but at least one.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
yeah. Well, we're gonna see what happens next season, I guess. But that's pretty much it for Invincible season 2. What do you guys want to? Do you guys want to do our final scores for season 2?
Well, what is your? Yeah, sure. Go.
I'm gonna say
You go first, Bert.
let's say a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
I'm at an 8.
Yeah, I think I'm like right in between. Like right in between that. I'm like, I don't know.
7.5.
Some moments I want to say 7. Some moments I want to say 8. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like half of it's an 8, half of it's a 7 for me.
the last episode definitely is good.
Yeah, pushes it up a whole.
And I guess
score.
I have a different opinion because I think season 2 was consistently higher than season 1, with the exception of the last 2 episodes of season 1 being like 10s.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking too much about the ending of season 1 because
You
there
need to go
are
back
some
to
very
watch season 1.
there are some
Season
dragging
1
episodes.
is like just average until like the halfway point.
Yeah, I don't remember
that-
season 1 much, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I think I'm gonna go with an 8 then, so I don't stay on the fence. I'll go 8.
Yeah, like the only episode that like I remember being like that wasn't really that great was the underwater episode of season 2. But the rest I felt like were all at least, good.
Yeah, that's the one I always think about is the water one.
Yeah, I would say like 7s for most of them except that water one, and then these last 2
I think the one
probably
where Mark
9s, 8 9s.
I think the one where Mark goes to Mars also is not that great.
It was okay.
That's in season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
The first time or the second time?
Yeah, I was thinking the first time.
Yeah, that's season 1.
Yeah, that's in season 1.
Oh shit. Yeah, so I have that mixed up then. But I definitely the underwater one I think of though as being a low
Yeah, that's
point.
the worst of season 2. It's not like terrible, but it's like
I forgot
Feels like a
about
side
that episode.
mission.
That was like a side mission.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like that episode
the whole
alluded
point
to
of
the
it was just
weakness.
to give that was the whole point though. That didn't have to be a whole
Yeah,
episode.
that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm still excited. I'm still going to anticipate and wish season 3 was here already.
Yeah, me
But
too.
yeah.
I really think if Amber would have died this season, I would have said it was equal in god tier intensity.
I would
as
have said
season
it
1.
was a 9.
Yeah, for me, season 1 is a 9. It might even be a 10. I'd have to rewatch it, but I think it's a 9. This one's an 8. But if Amber died, like just imagining like what would come from that, I could see that leading to higher heights than season 1.
For
yeah,
sure.
potentially, yeah. Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it then. Unless you guys have any other closing thoughts about Invincible season 2.
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Sebastian?
I like it. I want more.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully we find out some news about season 3 in the coming months, and I'm assuming it's going to be at least a year before we see anything else about it, but hopefully...
I could be thinking of another show, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I think they've already, like, they went straight working on this to the next season. Like, they didn't stop.
That could be
Yeah.
cool.
So obviously it'll still be some time, but I believe that's what I heard.
I hope. But yeah, this is a good place to stop, I think. We're at about an hour and a half, so
Yeah.
kind of leave it there. And we will be back.
We're going to pop off with Fallout.
Yeah, we'll be back
time.
next week with Fallout. We'll hopefully Well, at least we'll shoot
We'll
for
either
half.
do the whole thing or 4 episodes.
Yeah, we'll shoot for half. If not, maybe we get the whole thing done, but we'll see. So we'll see everybody next week. Thank you for listening, and have a great time.
Yeah. Keep it salty.